Stay tuned after this program for some exciting retail offers on products seen in the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders country western workout video.
Warning. The scenes that you're about to see may be unbearable for some persons.
Previously on VCR Party Live.
Hello, Melindas! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Melindas!
Hello,
Melindas!
Welcome to VCR Party!
And this is our end of the year show. This is where we always name the best video.
The best of the best and the worst of the worst.
We each picked our top three.
Yeah, let's show ourselves our raviolis. Best of 2021.
Well put.
This is Blood, Sweat, and Gears.
Yeah, Budweiser guitar.
And Sergeant Slaughter playing a Budweiser guitar with babes and fringes dancing.
How to Meet Women in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking down the pasta aisle, and this guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, you really look nice." And that really impressed me.
Bruised bananas. The zen of screaming.
Do you feel something pushing down into the floor that feels like you're taking a dump?
Oh man, hose plant is so good. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Those are butts. The butts are hanging out right now.
Between the shafts.
Place him in front of the shafts. I shall lift the shafts, take the tip of the shaft. The width of the shafts is also very important.
I want to be a mole killer.
We're going to teach you how you can have success. Remember, the goal of mole control is a dead mole.
Learn to sing overnight.
Breathe support.
Hey!
Do you know what my number one is going to be?
I have a feeling I know.
Okay.
There we are. There we are. But let me bring it in a bit closer to you, and you'll have a jolly good look at a placenta.
Fucking hell! Fuck!
Here's Lucky the horse.
3, 2, 1. The most bizarre wound is that of a hole in a horse's neck the size of a fist. Workers have affectionately called him Lucky.
Close proximity pyrotechnics.
You can kill a lot of people or injure a lot of people.
Oh, I know what you've been waiting for.
Nanu, it's Stallone and Williams in one. Nanu.
Natural Healing Crusade.
She said that once it was in the toilet, they couldn't flush it down. Her husband had to get a shovel out of the garage and chop it up.
Some of the year of dollar bill.
$3.99. Easy boys, it's Christmas. Here's your extendable SUV scraper. I was thinking the USB port. You're killing me. I'm computer port now. I got a porthole. I like a bottle of porthole. You're killing me, girls.
The sound effects are the thing that really surprised me in this. So,
As a meal was considered suitable tonight after being teased with
A most watched episode of the year, and we showed that one, huh?
VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for a cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they find. VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live.
Melindas! Here we are. It's VCR party time. It's Tuesday night. Time to rock and roll with VHS tapes. We have over 14,000 VHS tapes and over 1,300 DVDs in the collection. Not about the DVDs, but
no.
I'm Joe. There's Nick. There's George.
Hello.
There's Steve. And we got some fun-filled, great stuff lined up for you tonight.
And a special guest. We've got a special guest. Yeah, we have a wonderful creative person, Casper Kelly, the creator of, well, among so many other things, Too Many Cooks on Adult Swim, and the incredible ULog and ULog 2 Branching Out, which you can now watch on Max. But we'll talk to Casper in a minute.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Squidbillies, Harvey Birdman.
Yeah.
But most importantly, he's a card-carrying Melinda. He knows
true.
the show. He's the patron. He's my hero. He's one of my favorites. Too Many Cooks is like whenever you're sitting around with people watching YouTube videos and they're like, "What should we watch?" I always just say Too Many Cooks. Just put that on.
I'm gonna say it's in 2014. I said this is the greatest video of the year, and that it was the nothing more needed to be made for the internet. It sort of
it was it.
And I feel like years have passed, and I haven't updated my feeling about that.
Okay. No. Yeah, and for the uninitiated, what Too Many, like Adult Swim was doing, like at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., they were doing what they called infomercials, which were little short. I think it started as fake infomercials for products, and they would have, fun, creative people. And then Casper did one called Too Many Cooks that just went wild. And if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's 12 minutes long, and it's it starts off like the intro to an 80s sitcom, and then it becomes a horror movie, an action movie with a falcon in it.
But somehow there's a story arc to it.
Yeah,
too. Like
there's
you think
an
it's just going to be
elf-like
this like
puppet.
Yeah, exactly.
Cat. So let me just show a minute of it for if you haven't seen it, because if you watch this show, I'm sure you've seen it or this is in your wheelhouse.
But if you haven't, you need to watch it immediately. Yeah.
Hard to condense down, but here's just a minute of it. So
it takes a lot to make a stew.
House
Pinch of salt and laughter too. A scoop of kids to add the spice. A dash of love to make it nice. And you've got too many cooks. 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 It takes a lot to make a stew. When it comes to me and you. And him and her and the baby too. Too many cooks, it's true. They say it goes, it'll spoil the broth. Honey, I think that's not true. Well, maybe too many cooks will spoil the broth, but they'll fill our hearts with so much love.
you think it's done, then it goes to a new genre and a new genre.
A family is like a soup. Everyone adds an extra scoop. Mix an ounce of smile so sweet. A dash of cool to add the heat. And you've got too many cooks.
Whitey Quiddian.
Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Too many cooks.
And then this is 12 minutes later. There's all the characters.
Oh man, it's just, and he probably knows sitcoms. I'm sure he grew up like us watching sitcoms constantly. You can't write that without knowing sitcoms inside and out. So we'll ask him all that stuff. What?
If it had been half of what it was, I'd still be saying the same things. And because it just goes like it's so far beyond like my ability to even comprehend it.
I know. I mean, yeah. It's so good. So
I'm turning off my camera. I'm done.
Yeah,
the creator of it will be out very shortly, but we have business to attend to. Joe,
let me show. I got some new VHS finds here from our tour last week. Here's this one. This one looks nice. What's it? Tango
and Passion.
The Passion.
Yeah.
We got Brian Bowers. He's a
auto harp techniques.
Yeah, he looks cool. This one, I love the cover on this one. Burning for love, but then there's the word in. Is that the word in right there? Burning for love.
Burning for love. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
Two-step dancing, Texas style.
Yep.
And then these are always good. Still in the Shrink, America's Dumbest Crooks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it them taking intelligence tests in front of a camera. These things.
Yeah. They
Like
do
the
IQ
dumbest
tests
crooks.
right there. Yeah,
That's
and
really.
it's so good.
They
It's
do
actually
poorly
very-
on both the SAT and the ACT. It's really a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody who saw us in the Midwest, Chicago and Madison. And by the way, I'm still in Madison. I'm upstairs at Aftershock Arcade. They're doing a big Pee-wee's Big Adventure party with a replica bike downstairs. So I said, I gotta shoot a show, and they let me use their office. So that's why I'm in a weird office space right now.
It looks like a cool office.
It's pretty cool. They got a Boba Fett standee, and
It looks like a man standing behind you.
yeah, he's kind of over that way. Yeah, you can't really see. He's washed out. But anyway, Joe, I thought since we were talking about fake sitcoms and things, maybe we could show for a classic the Moose Lodge video.
Yes, roll the graphic.
Okay, here we go.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
This tape is one of our unsung favorites. We keep talking about including it in a volume. We wanted to put it in volume 8, then 9, then 10, but it's just it's a slow build. And the shortest I could ever edit it down to was 5 minutes. It's a video for Moose Lodge members on how to recruit other Moose Lodge members. And it's like techniques that you can use and things that you can say. But they do like the sitcom style of acting, and they do it in black and white at one point. Is it black and white?
Yeah, I think at
Black
one
and white.
point. Yeah, when they're in the break room, like they're at the cafeteria at the Moose Lodge just chatting.
So I took that short 5-minute clip, and I was like, for these we try to keep them to 1 to 2 minutes for the classics. But I was like, I got to include Raising the Campbell Soup Flag. I got to include It's a Knockout. Unbelievably cool.
Yep.
When he's excited after he blows out the birthday candles. And
Oh,
he's punched really hard.
Cliff Clavin, yeah.
Cliff Clavin, yeah. When the triple Pepsi sip. There's just so much in here. Oh, the world's worst game of ping pong. I mean, there's so much stuff crammed in here. I got it down to a couple minutes, but it doesn't.
I think we watched it 5 times in a row with John Glazer for an EP mode. If you're
I think during
interested
peak pandemic, we just kept watching it.
So we all went a little nutty. I think John only was like, I got 2 in me. But
yeah, I
we
think
had
he watched
more.
it twice. Yeah.
All
right, here it is, the legendary Moose video.
Okay, Moose Lodge.
Ignore that.
Okay, you guys sound like I used to. Take Ed, for instance.
You take him.
Oh, seriously. He's working 2
I wish they
jobs
would've
just to
just
try to
kept
make
laughing
ends
really
meet,
hard at that.
which doesn't give him any time.
For me. I mean, for
me.
doing the stuff I used to enjoy. I mean, now I'm so busy, I've almost forgotten how to be who I used to be.
I hear you. I think they call that looking for a little social activity. Like I enjoy at the
It's
most.
not a shorter way of saying that.
This is what he thinks that guy wants, is to play the piano, sing piano songs with senior citizens.
Wearing a sweater vest.
Yep,
yeah.
I could see Ed here. For today's busy men, Moose means more. More
Ed's
friends.
not a busy man. Just a little.
The triple Pepsi sip's coming up. Watch
Foreground.
bottom left. Bottom left of the screen.
More fellowship. More of that front porch
There it
kind of
is.
feeling that we
Wish
used
had
to
a
have
John
more time
Madden
for.
telestrator to point that out, but
Did they? Do you think that the director coordinated that? He's like, I want you all. Was that written into the script?
I think
Or
they
did-
just
Those are animatronics. Those are those aren't people.
Okay. all
right.
But knowing how to bring up a family in today's crazy world is $1 million question. And I don't have $1 million answer.
That's another classic line. $1 million question, and I don't have the $1 million answer. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's the nice part about the Moose. Dues on average are $35.
A month?
A year, my man, a year. And the Moose is not just for
Call
the
me my
guys.
man.
I like this gritty handheld style. Over the shoulder. Yeah.
It's for the family, too. There aren't many places left these days that have activities for mom and dad, and grandma, grandpa, and the kids.
Including kids who need something solid in their lives, so a parent can count on where they're at.
Yeah, for them, too.
No.
No one
No,
has to tell you.
There it is. There's the really excited after the birthday candles blow out. Look how excited he is. Here we go.
No one has to tell you about the dangers that lurk out there in our
Watch.
world. Dangers to our marriages, to our kids,
Campbell Soup Flag.
and to our communities.
Saluting.
So,
There it is.
Tomato.
how about you 3 join me tonight at the Moose?
Sure.
This is the hardest edit Yes.
So this is it, huh?
This is it. Come on in, man. How you doing? Good to see you.
It's a lot more than what I expected. Well, what's with the family center sign out front?
That's a lot more than what was he expecting?
Yeah, tables and some streamers. I mean, like, there's that in this office here upstairs in an arcade.
Sparsely attended? Yeah, okay.
Well, a lot of our locations are designed to be exactly that.
What?
I'm just saying he has something more to say about it here.
Okay.
The classic line.
Just like this one.
Oh, the classic line right here.
Yeah.
It's a knockout.
It's a knockout. So what have I been telling you characters?
Characters. Yeah, what a wild bunch of white guys.
Oh.
Look at that terrible throw by the Bar Shuffleboard with some ranch,
fried
brown
food.
things. Wash down the fried food with some Mountain Dew.
Oh, here comes the worst game of ping pong ever. Here it is. Watch.
He's got a homies.
Yep,
shirt.
that's it.
Yep. I got to tell you, it's nice to see my name on the preferred member list and credited with 3 new members. That's not to mention the free steak dinners and the special awards that go with it.
Nick, how would you do at a Moose Lodge, vegan wise?
Are the fries? What kind of oil are the fries cooked in here? You don't know? Okay. Just the iceberg salad and no dressing, please. Yeah.
If the cutlery is made of bone, would you use that, Nick?
I can't do it, George. Sorry, that's a good question, though. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, here comes the best line in the whole thing. Unbelievably cool.
Special awards that go with it. That's kind of cool. In fact, that's unbelievably cool.
Raise the Campbell soup flag.
And salute
for Moose. There it is. Oh, toughest edit I've ever had to do.
I admire you. I couldn't, when we were putting this together, I'm like, I don't have time to cut this down to 2 minutes. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was too tough because I feel like you need the full 5 minutes in order to really feel the.
Well, that's how I felt about Too Many Cooks. Like those are just so many different places. When I was trying to cut it down to a minute to just show people a little primer of what's it about, I couldn't do it. So I apologize to Casper. I couldn't do it.
Steve,
unbelievably cool. Unbelievably cool.
That's the only problem with that video is that song stuck in my head for the next 3 days.
You're listening to it for 12 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Steve, you selling out to anybody?
I am.
Cool?
I am selling out to Leonard Maltin's biggest fan. Check out Joe's brother, Alex Pickett's new short story collection, Camera Lake. So he sent over some copy for me, and I started to read it, and then I realized he does not want me to prep for this at all. So here goes.
Okay. Perfect.
It's very, very difficult. Camera Lake features a story dedicated to Joe about a mischievous and opaque prank that will be familiar to all dedicated Melindas.
Yep.
Other
he
stories
does have one in there. It's good.
Other stories include a phlegmatic therapist struggling to make sense of a shattering professional failure who becomes convinced that someone is ubiquitously watching him. Fleeing the vicissitudes of family life, a woman finds an unanticipated solace in an uninhabited hotel. A stoic coach's disciplinary tactic doesn't so much backfire as it implodes his players' lives. And in a unique circumstance, six slim saplings mix biscuits for rural remuneration. Oh boy. Inhabiting a mostly Midwestern landscape, Alex Pickett's characters specialize in breaking rules. Believing themselves to be good people, they try to bend their situations to fit their needs or fulfill their desires. The results are rarely completely disastrous or successful, but are tinged with humor that rides comfortably alongside embarrassment, regret, and longing. New York Times best-selling author Emma Walsh said, "In a world full of depressing headlines, these stories made me happy." And best-selling author and critic Steve Hayden said, "If the Coen brothers had adapted a collection of Raven Carver stories into a funny and disquieting film, I imagine it would feel a lot like reading Alex Pickett's Camera Lake." Camera Lake is available online wherever books are sold. Here's actually I have to do it over here. Let's go. There's the picture of the author.
Yeah, that's what he moved up to. Yeah, that's what he shaved.
That's what he looks like now. But I preferred this one. So
yeah, he lived up in Alaska for a while, and he went full Grizzly Adams. He was in a dry cabin up there, no plumbing, and we were worried. We were concerned about Alex when he went up there, but everything turned out okay. And the book is fantastic. I like that he decided instead of like really selling the book to make it more difficult for you to read. Steve.
Mainly, that was the main goal. Yeah. Then
Yeah,
the selling the book was separate.
I wish I could say I appreciated that part of it, but I'm still going to pick it up. I'm going to still read the book. So.
Do you think maybe you need glasses? Is that it? I was seeing you kind of squinting while you were reading that.
I got.
Oh, you got them? Yeah. Why don't you put them on when you read it?
Maybe I should have. But
read it again. Read it again.
No. Poor Casper's in the waiting room right now.
Oh yeah. Let me. Hey, real quick. As long as I got you here, Steve, I got some new drops for you.
Okay.
Ones that I think will be good. This is more of a passive aggressive one. If something annoying happens, this is a passive aggressive way to drop this in.
Happens a lot.
God damn it!
I like
happens
that.
a lot. This is also from Coin. This is like if somebody gets mad.
Who does the 6:30?
And then this one is Something's Boring. I think you have some for Something's Boring, but this is just an alternative that you can.
Different Players magazine.
So just some stuff for you to work with here. Just have your finger on the button. You don't use them enough.
I don't.
Yeah, you need to use them more often. Nick, you got any flying windows for us?
Oh, I sure do. Let's roll that intro. Our pal over at the WOC archive in Toronto, that's the With Original Commercials archive, sent me a couple of Christmas flying windows, and we're getting close to the holiday season. So I thought I'd play this one, although I think our flying window expert and counter, Wayne, might, I don't know, there might be some controversy, but, you know, I am the bad boy of VCR Party. I like to push the boundaries of what can be considered a window. So we're talking about flying snowflakes with this commercial from Toronto for a Christmas long-playing record album.
Polytel proudly presents Christmas Collection, a superb new double album. There's no place like home. Some of the world's best loved music.
Look at the Star Wars.
Together on one superb new collection.
King Wenceslas looked out on the feast
the ultimate Christmas album.
I can see the emails already from YouTube.
Christmas collection and Christmas favorites. Two superb albums at these and
But
other
it's like
fine
10
stores.
seconds each. You know, it's hard to,
They'll get it.
They'll find
I'm
it.
getting the emails right now.
Well, if you had to watch an ad, Dolly Parton's getting part of that tonight, and I'm not mad about it.
No, it's fine. Do you want to do some Letterman D2s? I got a new intro.
Yeah,
for it.
I like
watching
these.
real quick. Yeah.
let's
Okay.
watch
So we inherited the David Letterman collection after he retired, and they had a segment on there called Dave's Video Collection. And we got all the tapes, but we also got the D2 tapes, which is like 4 broadcasts. They would pop these in, and they'd just have a clip ready to go. Dave would set it up. They'd play the clip on this D2 tape, and then Dave would come out and do a joke. And we just have the clips, and it's just
right.
It's so
Our
good.
work's done.
It's so easy. And George, you got any index cards you want to? Oh
man,
this bit? I love the bit.
I don't know that. Well, we'll try it, but I think we should probably switch over to Nick, who is who's actually a comedian.
No, I like your. Yeah.
Well, you like to see me fail.
No,
Yes,
I like your Dennis Miller references to Boutros Ghali.
Hey, maybe I'll do this one as Dennis Miller then.
Okay, yeah, let's try that.
But still throw the pencils, and Nick, have your finger ready on the.
I'll work on that. Yep.
All right, here's the new intro. Reese sent us an intro. Check it out. All right, there it is.
D2 letter tape. All right.
D2 letter tapes. I like it. All right, here's the first one. I forgot what it is. We'll just watch it.
What is that? Why, it be a woman, Captain. She washed ashore like a wee bit of wreckage.
What I meant was, why did you bring her here? And what is the stench?
Now we have that one. It's a time for romance from Fabio.
Oh, by the way, that stench is the albatross that's about to fly into your face.
There we go. All right, next up.
There we go.
People being toasted never drink to themselves. They should just sit there and smile.
To gracious and forgiving host.
Yep.
Let me ask, was that a man or part of Evander Holyfield's ear?
There we go. Nick, you were going to say?
I have not seen that one. We got to find that tape.
No, that's the beauty of it. We haven't seen a lot of these in here.
Yeah, I mean, the Fabio
we have
one,
them all. We have them all
for sure. Yeah. But wow, okay.
We got another Fabio one coming up here.
That is a big sword for such a small boy. Put down your sword, boy. I have no taste for the blood of children.
Well, that seemed longer than the 30 Years' War.
Yes.
Nailed
Good
it.
timing.
All right, two more.
What you should do is use your tongue to push the gristle onto your fork, then put it on the plate quietly. That's fine, but try not to make a show of it.
Speaking of making a show of it, Milli Vanilli had to return their Grammy Award.
Just like David Letterman would say. Just like Letterman would say. Yep. All right, last one. Oh, this one I debated whether to include it because, well, I don't know. It goes on a little long, but well, we'll see. Here we go.
Why do you love me? Why do you love me? Why do you love me? Do you love me? What do you love me?
Nick, we used to do this at Top Footage shows.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very early on. There you go. So there's our D2s for the week. Oh, George.
Wow,
I got nothing. That can't be. I can't improve upon that. That was the greatest. That may be one of the highlight clips of the year.
Yep, and I'm getting the email from YouTube right now for that. One too,
we've already gotten it for the Johnny Mathis flying snowflake.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
And by the way, those weren't Letterman. That was Dennis Miller. That was
of course.
Letterman wouldn't go into that sort of
Milli Vanilli jokes.
Yeah,
right.
Well, hey, I got. Can we do a quick Thickness? I got an intro. Steve.
Oh, you got one.
I just put it in the. I had a hard drive conk out of me that had our intro for Alan Thicke's.
Oh no,
Christmas
I'm so
segment.
sorry.
But I was able to rescue it from an old episode of VCR Party.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, Steve, do you see the intro there?
I
the
do.
Top of the...
Ready?
Okay, let's do it. Alan Thicke.
Sharing the laughter and love.
Alan Thicke was a prolific songwriter, actor, had a voice that's been aped by many people but never duplicated. And our Flying Window counter, Wayne, sent me a bunch of new Alan Thicke Christmas-related clips, including one where he was on a local television show promoting a book he had about parenting, but he was also talking about his favorite Christmas gifts to buy people. He called it Thicke's Picks. So here's Alan Thicke.
Do parents procrastinate and wind up buying gifts at the last minute? Please share this detail with me. So one of the things that I try to promote with my annual Fix Picks is that although the online is a great idea for those emergencies, go to the mall. Get out there and experience the wonder of the Christmas season. Take the family, make it an excursion. Take the kids, enjoy the eggnog and the Santa and the smell of cinnamon and pine trees, and listen to the carols over the loudspeaker. It's a great time of year, and it gives you all of those family opportunities. And then for overall family entertainment, you can't go wrong with DVDs. And for those of us who love sitcoms, and
As
is
I
there
do.
anyone among us who does not? It's the 50th anniversary of the Andy Griffith Show. They have a Best of Mayberry collection, yes, on DVD.
Fun.
And some contemporary stuff like The Good Wife is available, NCIS, The Tutors, something for everybody.
Happy holidays.
Thank you so much. Same to you.
Something for everybody. We got The Good Wife. We got NCIS. I mean, what else do you need? And the Best of the Andy Griffith Show. So whoever's on
And
your
it's
list.
evergreen too. I'm going to get my dad both of those. I'm going to get my mom The Good Wife, and
Yep.
I'm going to get my dad the NCIS.
Oh, he'll love NCIS, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll get my grandparents who are dead the Andy Griffith 50th anniversary set.
Well, let me tell you, Nick, you might want to. You can save your money by if you just buy Nacho Chihuahua at the end of the movie.
Oh,
Andy Griffith
that's
plays.
right.
That's right.
So it's really a twofer.
promo
That's really
for
what
that.
you want to get your dead grandparents.
Yeah, I try
That's
to
what you should
block
yeah.
Nacho Chihuahua out of my brain, but you
Will you
always
just
bring
put it
back.
on their grave? You'll just put it on their grave and then
Yeah.
walk away?
No, that's what I'll
Okay.
do. They're on my list, so
Okay.
yeah. All right, well, let's bring out Casper in our segment. Show us your raviolis.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
Casper Kelly! Finally!
Hello.
Hello,
I'm Casper Kelly. You may know me from ABC's Home Show, but actually I'm known as the Dry Ice Queen.
Dry Ice Queen. Deep cut Diane
Oh,
Thomas
wow.
reference,
See,
Casper.
you are a card-carrying Melinda.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
yes. Oh, we couldn't
I
be
love it.
prouder.
Normally, like we're having Paul Scheer on, and we're like, "Hey, so we play VHS clips." You're like Diane Thomas. You're like deep cut Diane Thomas right from the get go.
I'm a voter, man. I voted for her. Clip of the year. She won. Well earned. Yes.
Oh, really? You voted for her? You voted
Oh,
for Diane
absolutely,
Thomas? Okay, yeah, she earned it. Yeah. And we just met with her a couple weeks ago.
No, yeah, I saw that, and she's
Yeah.
delightful, and yeah, it was thrilling. Yes.
She's the best.
Yeah,
So-
she's super cool.
More successful than the Songer one, which was a little awkward, but you gotta
Yeah.
love Songer. I'm pro Songer, by the way. Just for
Well,
the record.
really?
Are you?
Staunchly
You-
pro Songer? Yes.
Okay, yeah, you gotta be. Of course you are. It seems like you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Casper, tell us about ULog, the original on. For those who haven't seen it, it's now pretty readily available on Max, right? But it was kind of buried for a while. So tell us what the premise is for those. Like we have a lot of VHS tapes that are like Holiday Log or Yuletide Fireplace, where you're just for 2 hours watching a crackling fireplace that you'd put on while opening presents. You took that idea and ran with it.
Yes. So Adult Swim ULog is a typical ULog video with a tight shot of a ULog, but then after 3 minutes or so, you hear a door open off screen and you see blurry legs crossing into the frame and a housekeeper talking about some problems, and it turns into a movie. And a large part of the movie is locked off on the log, but then after a certain point, I start moving the camera around and doing some other crazy stuff, So so that was the first. And we didn't tell anyone when we first aired it on Adult Swim. We didn't tell anyone it was anything but a normal ULog, except probably the TVMA might have been a hint.
Right. But that's the best part. It's like I remember Ricky Gervais saying that whatever you think of him now, when they did The Office, that was like the docu-soap was a genre in the UK, and they didn't tell anybody, hey, we're doing a twist on these workplace docu-soaps. They just kind of let people find it and discover the fact that it was a awkward comedy show, and then he credits that for the success, as they didn't advertise it as like, watch the hilarious The Office, you know. And so I love the idea of people discovering this Adult Swim Yule log is something way different.
Yeah, I think we're all remembering the days where you had to work harder for it to see things, you know, hunt down for VHSs or drive somewhere to or beg your friend for a bootleg VHS, you know. So it's exciting to not have something easily available, or not to know everything about something before it comes out.
Yeah, for sure. And then ULog 2, though, we met with you in Atlanta. We had lunch with you in Atlanta, and you were writing ULog 2 at the time. And this was ULog 2 is vastly different from ULog 1. Highly recommended. You how many Hallmark movies did you have to watch in order to get this down? Because you got it down perfectly.
I appreciate that. I you know what? I enjoy ULog movie. I mean, I enjoy Hallmark movies. I gotta say, like, that was part of it. Like, part of my brain is sort of looking down on them like a film snob and laughing, but another part of me is getting that warm and fuzzy feeling, you know. So I probably watched 8 to 10, and a big influence was definitely Lindsay Lohan, Falling for Christmas, where she gets on amnesia and realizes that her rich lifestyle and rich fiance is too shallow for her, and she wants to end up with the small town hotel proprietor of the small mom and pop hotel.
They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all that, aren't they? I got obsessed with them like right when they started getting popular. But they are all that. The big city lady comes to the small town, falls in love.
A guy who works with his hands, you know, convinces her that the big city isn't all it's cracked
Yep,
up
has
to
a
be.
kid, has like a 10-year-old kid who,
But so wait, just like ULog 2 starts off with kind of a recap of ULog 1, and then the Yule log, which has gone on a killing spree in Yule log 1, is in a police evidence locker, but escaped. And then the protagonist, the final girl from the first Yule log, ends up in a town that turns out is in the setting for a Hallmark movie. Am I describing this correctly? I don't want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you're crushing it.
Let me just show a clip of when it's the intro followed by when she first finds herself in the Hallmark movie. Branching out is great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is my favorite part.
I am so sorry. I was loading these bales of hay for my heifers, and I guess I just...
It's okay.
For my heifers.
Oh, with my manners. I'm Dale. Let me at least get you a glass of fresh milk.
No, really, it's okay. Thank you.
Great. Oh my goodness. Are you okay?
I am getting a little sore.
I was just toting around this here fire hose and I wasn't watching where I was going.
This here.
Oh, where are my manners? I'm Blaze.
Blaze?
I know. Kind of ironic. Blaze? Fireman? The guys like to razz me about it. And you are?
In a hurry. Goodbye.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just taking these tools to the construction site and I must have...
I'm sorry to grab you, but you seem new here.
You seem new here.
Our town is known for its clumsy hunks.
I had to, when we were doing auditions, when I was looking at the auditions, I had to get my daughters and wife to chime in on the hunks. Like, are they hunk? Because I thought I had my instincts, but I wanted to double check it. And my daughters were so harsh. Like, I would bring up a video of an audition, and just off the thumbnail, they'd be like, "No, not him." I'm like, "Just play. Let's play it." He's like, "No, he's not a hunk."
Well cast. No. And
they were right, though.
I watched some Hallmark movies too to like kind of. I was gonna maybe cut a clip from one for tonight's show, and like there's always the bump into and spill, and like that's a trope for sure.
It's like written by AI at this point. Like there's no deviation from it at all when you watch any of them.
And the crazy part I didn't realize is they have a lot of them have Santa Claus in it who helps facilitate a plot point, which was like, wait, what is that? And they don't mention it again. It's like, Santa's in this thing? Santa's in this universe? All right.
But then it transitions back to like being a crime procedural and a horror movie, and like it just goes back and forth in a delightful way. So I don't want to ruin any more of the premise, but go check it out on
I was
Max.
hoping he'd show the clumsy hunk scene.
Yeah.
One more quick part. There's one part where they're like going to the small town and they're rapping. They're doing that rap. Did you? I assume you wrote that rap. And like,
no, that's total
really?
needle drop. We just found a song.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah, I should have written it, but no.
That was the weirdest. Like, I was just like, what is it? And they're both
It's best to go in
very...
not knowing anything. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm
yeah.
ruining things. Yeah.
But so I hate to bring this up because people like will come up to like at our live show. They're like, "Hey, that reminds me of something Red Letter Media did." And I'm like, I don't watch those guys, so don't quit comparing us, you know. But so I worked at the Late Show with David Letterman, and they had a in one of the producers' rooms, they had a giant portrait of Chris Elliott, and I was like, "What's that from?" And they said it's from a Cinemax special we did in 1987 or 88 called Action Family. Which have you seen this, Casper?
No, tell me about it.
Yeah, so
I'm a big fan of Get a Life and just Chris Elliott in general.
So they kind of gave Chris Elliott a budget after he kind of became a staple on late night as the guy under the stairs and things like that to do whatever he wanted. So one thing he did was it was called FDR, a one-man show, and he comes out as FDR in a wheelchair, and Marv Albert is the like announcer taking you through it. And at one point they say like, now Mr. Elliott will remain in character during the intermission. You can ask him any question you want on stage. And so somebody comes up and is like, oh, FDR, what was it like to create the New Deal? And he's like, what kind of question is that? Like, he just immediately breaks character. But so the first segment of this, which is, it's only been on VHS. It's never been released anywhere else. So I dug up our VHS copy of it. It's a premise is Action Family, where he's in a 70s action movie, but when he goes home, it becomes a sitcom.
Whoa.
And so it kind of reminded me a little bit. Obviously, you've done it for a more modern era. It's a different premise, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to revisit this VHS-only Chris Elliott thing that had a similar vibe to it.
This is so up my alley. All right.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Chris Elliott in Action Family.
When Dad is at home and we are together, there's always a lot of love to spare. But when he's at work, we hear stormy weather, and danger and death are in the air. Now Anna's her best, and we can do better. But kids will be kids, that's what we say. 'Cause when things get rough, love isn't the answer. If crime is a cancer, let's blow it away. Yes, you're the action. You know what to do in a tight spot. Action. You're not in the face of destruction. Action Family.
No brain. No brain. It can't be. No.
That's his partner, No Brain. Gets shot to death in the opening scene.
No brain. No brain.
What a day. Shirley, I'm home. Kids! Hi, how you doing? Hiya, princess. Princess, it's your turn to clean Daddy's gun.
Good, Dad.
There you go. And what's burning? Shirley, what happened?
I don't know. I follow the directions. I cooked it for 325 hours at 3.5 degrees.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine, dear. Let me take that.
Oh, be careful, honey. Oh.
This is very hot.
Oh, be careful.
Let's just eat, shall we, dear? This one's for no brain.
When it's outside the house, it's the action show.
Because you know what we've learned in the last couple of days here? We've learned that love will see us through.
And then it takes another left turn here. It becomes a partnership.
Oh my God,
this is great.
This is unbelievable.
This is like 1988, I think. Yeah. So that's action.
No comedian
family.
wears a wig better than Chris Elliott. Anytime you toss a wig on him, it's hilarious. Eagleheart's one of my favorites of all time.
Eagleheart
too.
is genius.
Yeah.
I'm speechless at how great that is. Is there just one episode?
Yeah, it was just like 30 minutes of this 1 hour video that was part of like they called it it was a Cinemax series that was called like Unaired Pilots or something like that. And then this one was released on VHS. So it was kind of like what was it called, The Comedians on Netflix, where they just kind of gave a comedy actor a budget and said do whatever you want. So his was FDR one-man show / action family is like a 45-minute program.
That was genius. I feel so seen that you selected that for me. And I feel like if it had been maybe 10 years later, that might have just, it was like ahead of its time. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Or it was, what is that pilot where Jack Black is a talking motorcycle? You know what I'm talking?
Heat Vision and Jack.
Heat Vision. It's like that. It's like, or that sitcom with Adam West, where he's a act.
Oh, Look Well? Was that it?
Yeah, Look Well.
The Conan
those
O'Brien
three. Those three. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna devote the rest of my life to rebooting those three shows.
Yeah.
If Adult Swim had been around,
You're the man for the job too.
Yeah,
Like,
Casper. Yeah.
I mean, that's just sublime.
I think the world's ready for it now. Well, they weren't ready back in the 80s and 90s, but they're ready now.
Yeah.
Casper, I'm going to shift gears away from sitcoms, away from Hallmark movies. I want to pick your brain. I've been working on a project for the last, about 20 years now. I think we started in 2004. My buddy Mark Proksch and I.
Okay, I know what you're going. I know where you're going with this.
Ultimate Packer Fantasy. Are you
Yes.
familiar with it? Okay, I play it every
Christmas
year.
themed, inspiring. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
Maybe I will just a little bit. So we won a film festival back then for a short that we did. We got $400 for it. We stuck it all into the stupid idea where Mark was going to dress up as a ultimate Packer fan, like a flamboyant, eccentric Packer fan. And then we were going to make like a DVD of it, and we were going to sell it at Packer games after at Lambeau after Packer games. And because they sell Packer fans have like they make music, homemade music and raps and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, why can't we get in on that? So we decided to take all $400. We bought miniatures. We bought the costumes. We rented out a studio. And Mark and I shot this thing. We call Ultimate Packer Fantasy. I'll show you just the opening credits for it. I play it every year. This is a Christmas staple here on VCR.
There are complaints about you playing it every year, actually.
I don't care. It's not for anybody else but me. Yeah, this is
fine.
just for me.
And Casper, I think, seems like an appreciator.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so here, let me. I want to play. This is the opening still too. We had him. We're like, well, we have to work in a scene where you wash the hair of a long-haired man, and my buddy was like, oh, I work with a long-haired man. I was like, give him a call. So he came down. I can't find the footage anywhere. So that footage is out there.
I have a quick question though, Joe, is how when you release the DVD and VHS of this, and if you put on the front featuring What We Do in the Shadows, Mark Proksch, how would he feel about that? Like,
I don't know.
If you love What We Do in the Shadows, you will love this. Buy this video.
I haven't told him I've been playing this, so I'm waiting until it's all done and it's really good, and then I'll show it to him.
Well, I'll say this though: we have a lot of footage that we shot in college or post college with Mark that he said, "Can you not show that? I actually have a career now." So I don't know how he'd feel about this, but
once it's done, I think it'll be good. So anyway, here's the opening credits to the Ultimate Packer Fantasy. We called ourselves Too Much Fun Productions. Another inside joke that's not worth explaining.
Roach.
That's what everybody always accidentally calls him.
Yeah.
$400. $400
Packer Village.
The ultimate Packer fan to see.
The audio.
Once
editing.
Okay,
The
so
audio
then-
audio editing could use a little tweaking, but
Yeah. Well, I need to win another film festival to get that done.
Mhm.
So I played this years ago, and we didn't have narration. And then Zach from Chicago sent in his idea for some lyrics, and they were really good. And so I did the voiceover for it the first time around, and here's how that went.
On a time in the frozen tundra sat a hobo on a milk crate full of wondra. He was down on his luck, didn't have a buck, and had not a blanket to sleep under. When all of the sudden what should appear but Santa, except without his reindeer? With a wink Santa sent a powerful spell, though, that turned that old hobo into the fanciest fellow. Thank you, dear Santa, which returned a new wink, and a mustache that twirled and swirled with a slink.
And then there's a dance sequence here. This goes on for a while. Okay, so here's where Mr. Nasty comes in. So
Wait,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Nasty's
Go
involved?
ahead.
Wait, this is a crossover? Hold on, my mind is blown. Mr.
Okay.
Nasty's involved in this?
So I
I think I knew this. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I did this about a year ago, so I didn't
Yeah.
like my voiceover on it. I didn't think that it really matched. And at the, Mr. Nasty is a video that we played a bunch. It's an insult tape, and I was like, oh, I like his voice. Maybe I can get him. For people who don't know Mr. Nasty, here's his insult videotape.
I'm Mr. Nasty, the insult hitman, and I've got a contract on you. They think you're a swine, filth, wax-sucking son of a nasal discharge, and I'm trying to be kind.
So
They could have just hired one writer. Just one.
Just one. That's all it would have taken.
Or maybe done a second take on that one. I don't know. So we had met him that summer at the Mahoning Drive-In at VHS Fest, and we exchanged numbers, and I was like, I want him to be the voiceover. So I was in Los Angeles. I called him up, and I offered him, a decent amount of money. Not, he didn't do this for free, but I went to pick him up because he didn't want to shoot it in his house or in his apartment. So we went to a friend's place. But here's Mr. Nasty pulling up, the Mr. Nasty. Pulling up to the car.
He danced and he practiced.
So then we did the voiceover, and he's, in his defense, he's not really a voiceover guy. He's more of an actor. We've seen some of his commercial work
On
and
camera
stuff.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's an on-camera guy. So this is how that went last year.
He had all he danced and pranced. He had all he desired until he ran out of gas and soon became tired. He snapped his fingers like cheese to a mouse. He found himself relaxing in the Packer bathhouse.
So
whoa.
Okay, so that's the end of part one. So then he went on. He's in the Packer bathhouse. He has this dream of scoring a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers, and then he comes out of it, and that's where I started this new edit, part two, which I'll show after Nick shows his ravioli.
Oh, okay.
But Casper,
Yeah.
the main thing is I want you to watch this so I can get some notes and some feedback from you. 'cause
Absolutely.
you are the master. I feel like this is.
But there'll
in
be
your
no
wheelhouse.
notes. It's genius. I mean, it's just everything you touch is perfection.
All right, let's
Well,
get
we'll see with
Laszlo
part
and Adult
two.
Swim to air this. So let me move on to mine, which is a sitcom that aired in 2008 on a network that was flailing called My Network TV, and I set my DVR to tape all 8 episodes before this was canceled. It was called Under One Roof, starring Flavor Flav. Do you know this one, Casper?
No. But you had
Okay.
me at Flavor Flav.
Yeah. So they're like, let's give him a sitcom. And I just remember thinking, this seems like an Adult Swim show. I mean, it was 2008. It was fairly late to the game for sitcoms. And Flavor Flav, not a trained actor, but they leaned into him, and the premise was that he was like a, imprisoned, like he'd been in jail, and he lives with his rich like Uncle Carlton. Wait, not Uncle Carlton. What's the Fresh Prince's? Whatever, his rich brother. He goes
That's
to
going
live
in the
with
flubs, though. That's going in the flubs.
All right, fine. All right. Fine. Call me Uncle Carlton in the comments if you want to. But this is lost media.
I will take the cereal up the butt for you if I ever have to do that.
Thank you, Casper.
Nick, I will take the bullet. I'll take the cereal bullet for you.
We'll take you up on that, Casper.
Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, I had DVR'd all 8 episodes of this before it was canceled, and now it's like one of those lost media things where only one episode is up somewhere on like archive.org. Has a great intro, not quite to Too Many Cooks level, but here's a little bit of this Lost for the Ages sitcom. Yeah, and when I turned in my DVR like cable box, unfortunately I never found a way to export them. So this is I'm relying on archive.org for Under One Roof.
Fine.
Mommy's coming. She's just gonna hold you for a little bit. Hey, he really likes you.
Well, I usually have that effect on men.
Yeah, except for the one you married.
Me and my kid brother both grew up. He was the good one, I was the screw up. He ran for president of his class. I ran from college when they changed my ass. Then one day,
William Flavor Flav Drayton.
I took the blame. He got rich and bought a big house new. Meanwhile, I was in the big house too. Now I'm out with 2 strikes on the paper. Call kid brother cause he owes me a favor. One hand wash the other. Here's proof. Now it's me and my brother living under one roof.
Suho, you make me something to eat. I get hungry when I'm sad.
You must have been sad all your life.
Go ahead and laugh. See if I care.
Tuck your tummy in, bruh. Everything's gonna be all right.
What do you mean it's gonna be all right when Assie's about to go meet her sperm donor?
Suho got sperm donor once in China.
From a sperm bank?
No, a regular bank. He was security guard. I think his name, Bob.
Hey, don't worry. What goes on in Suho's bedroom stays in Suho's bedroom.
He was not my type anyway.
That's it. Under one roof.
Wow.
I mean, that's all
Nick,
that kind of exists.
I
Yeah.
must get. So you don't know where the other ones are?
No,
was it on a TiVo hard drive?
We got to put a call out to the
on
Melendez
my-
to try and find one.
I know. I want more episodes because I
I gotta watch
all.
that.
Yeah.
Also, I think about every Hollywood project involved 1,000 meetings before it got made. So you know what I mean? Just imagine the 1,000 meetings for the show.
Exactly.
Like, should Flavor Flav be, whatever?
Yeah.
You've been on this dance, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's
we've
1,000
all
meetings
pitched
about.
shows and gotten rejected, and this one made it through a lot of checks and balances. Yeah.
I loved when Flavor Flav goes, at a sperm bank to set her up for the.
Yeah, like an obvious. Yeah, it's only a setup. That's not a. Yeah.
I mean,
I went to the store. You mean a department store? No.
Right. As if anyone talks like that in real life. But yeah, the fact. I mean, Joe. I remember showing you. I was just like, "Can you believe this exists now in 2008?"
Oh,
which is just
we watched it
recent
all
history.
the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
we watched it constantly.
It seems
So-
like we had kind of learned to be a little less racist on TV shows at that point.
Oh no, they had
No.
a character, a housekeeper called Sue Ho, which led to a lot of humor
Yep.
on that on Under
One
Roof.
season? One season of that one?
I mean, 8 episodes. Then they canceled it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we got a email.
How many meetings were there alone about the clock? Should he have the clock?
Oh, definitely.
It's his
Why didn't he have the
signature.
clock? I mean, that's his signature thing.
And I
Yeah.
liked how I tried to set up the premise of it when the intro, of course, just says it. Like he's like, he bought a big house or he bought a house big. Like, it was just so the rhyme would, it was kind of like saying the river wild. It was like putting the adjective after the noun just so it rhymed. So.
We shot a pilot for for True TV, and we had Judah Friedlander in it, and the big debate with some of the executives was, should we have him wear the hat? Because he's known for the hat with the big writing across it. We're like, no, let's have him wear something different. Like, let's not stick with his usual thing. And then the show didn't get picked up, and I remember one of the executives saying, we should have had him wear the hat. We should have had him wear the hat.
Yeah, world champion. It would have sold it. Yeah.
We don't want to typecast Flava Flav as we're going to expand his brand and.
Yep.
Hey, forgive me. Something just popped in my head. I'm slightly buzzed.
Okay,
go for it.
I think Nick, you're not a fan of the Beatles.
No,
but I'm
huge fan.
Oh, you are a huge fan.
Yeah,
I'm going to say which Beatles you guys are, and I think it's very clear.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Nick, I think you're Paul McCartney.
Thank you.
You're just bringing out the hits.
Okay.
You're doing the work. You're keeping the band together. You're bringing out the hits.
Thank you.
Joe, you're obviously John Lennon. You're expanding the form. You're experimenting. Who creates the most categories? The new categories. That's you. You're expanding the form of what a pop song. What John Lennon expanded what a pop song could be. You expand what a who brought in the IMGs? Who brought in all that stuff?
Yeah. I'll take it. I was hoping for Ringo, but that's great.
No, I'm sorry. Steve is Ringo. Jock Shams is Octopus's Garden. It's catchy. We love it. It delivers the goods. He's got the charm. And then George is obviously George, who is sort of the quote unquote forgotten Beatle, but is quietly doing the hits that are somehow in the top. He's got 3 in the top 10 of all Beatles songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's quietly doing the best work. Among the best work. Yeah.
I always thought I was the Mal Evans, the very large, I don't know, the guy who carries the amp to their shows and gets them their tea.
No, George, you're George. Yes,
and George is the best guitar player of any of us, like the Beatles. Yep. And I do want to shoot Joe outside of the Dakota. So I think this all works. I think maybe Caitlin is our Billy Preston. I don't know. I mean, this is the extended universe, but I love the.
Who's your George R. Martin? We don't know. We got to figure that out.
Oh,
is it McKenna?
Do you want
McKenna? Your George R. Martin?
Yeah. McKenna. Let's have McKenna. Unless you want to be Casper.
Not George R. What? It's not. I'm saying
George Martin.
George Martin, not the writer of Game of Thrones. I'm sorry.
I was trying to figure out the connection, but
all right.
And by the way, it was Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Not Uncle Carlton.
There'll be some Pep material inserted in somebody's anus for that.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it for everybody tonight.
Thank you, George.
Just like George Harrison would.
Yep.
All right.
My anus gently weeps.
All right, we ready for part 2?
Let's do it.
Fantasy. Okay, so he's in his slumber, and he dreams of
slumber.
He's at the Pecker Bath House, and he wakes up from that, and then he walks out on the street, and Mr. Nasty narrates that.
I'm sorry, Joe. One quick thing.
Yeah.
I love the thought of a development exec stumbles upon this. And is like, should we call Mark about that big Marvel job? Nah, look, he does stuff like this. Nah, let's not make that call.
That's part of why they do this. It's part of the.
We want to bring him down to our level.
Friends.
Yeah. I've tried to ruin his career. Is what I'm trying to do. All right, so here it is, part 2.
Later that night, after becoming fully refreshed.
After being fully refreshed.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Later that night, after being fully refreshed, he came upon Packer Village's annual dance contest.
How you doing?
Okay.
It sounds great. It's going to work out great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he snapped out of the bat. He entered the game and blew a kiss to the judges for a shot in the supreme. But just then, someone else had appeared on a whim. And it was absolutely crucial to prance harder than him. He tapped and he snapped and he jumped up and he scrapped while this yellow pony was just scoffed.
Let's just do that last line then.
Oh, while this yellow opponent just scoffed and while his yellow opponent just scoffed.
While his yellow opponent.
While his yellow opponent just scoffed and talked trash.
Let's do it one more time without the tapping on the chair.
He acts like he's never been directed as an actor before.
I don't think he'd been in anything for a while. He's actually one of the top astrologists in the country. I talked to a Melinda in where was it? Allentown, Pennsylvania, who had a reading by Mr. Nasty. They called him up, and he said something like, "Oh, I think it was something scary." I got to find out what it actually was, but it wasn't like the generic stuff. It was specific, like you're going to have a knee problem or something like that. Watch out for your knee because you're going to have a knee problem in the short future.
One of the top astrologers in the country, as ranked by U.S. News and World Report. I think there's a list, and Mr. Nasty was number one.
Exactly. All right.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I keep adding asides. I apologize.
No, keep doing it. That's what
but how much money would it cost to do a film of Mr. Nasty, Diane Thomas? Who's the hippie guy that you've had on who has that crazy hippie pitch about the movie?
Oh, Flower Power.
Flower Power.
Yeah.
And and maybe Plum Awesome in a car doing some kind of road trip. That would be heaven to me. All right, I'm sorry.
Once we get the Patreon up to $5,000,
okay,
then
I will pay. I'm going to throw in some money. I'm going to do a matching grant for that.
Yeah.
Okay. We've covered you up just to make that pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be an RV driven by Dark Lord Blood. Oh, Winnebago. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Winnebago.
Yeah.
By Dark Lord Blood. Oh, yes. Okay, write all this down. Somebody write this down.
It's a drive cross
country.
country.
Doral's not with us anymore, is he?
Who's that?
Doral Silverthorne?
No, I think he's still fine. I think he's still around.
Yeah, he's 111 and from rock swimming workout without weights. Yeah.
I think I showed a picture of his grave on an earlier episode.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
His ghost. We just digitally add him as a ghost.
Oh, we can. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. All right. No, we're getting back on track with the
more tangents, please.
I have ADD. Forgive me.
Yeah. We all do.
That's why I love this show. All right.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. Well, his yellow opponent just golfed and golf trash. Was a yellow another team?
Yeah. He's the green team. He's the other guy.
Yeah. Okay. I was figuring it out, but
yeah,
I was,
Could feign a little enthusiasm.
He's trying to piece this
paying
together.
Gig. It's a paying gig. He could feign a little interest.
And I tried to explain the thing to him, but it was just an uphill battle. Like
he
was
thought
like
he was coming to Indiana Jones. I think he was waiting for that.
I mean, I can barely explain the premise of this to Steve, let alone Mr. Nasty, an elderly.
No, well, he started.
He was elderly astrologer.
He was clearly questioning. He's like, so the yellow team, it's the yellow team against the green team. Yeah. It's basically
that's what an actor does. They got to investigate it. Yeah.
Right.
Did you use a microphone, or is this the audio track that you're going to use?
Like 3 microphones, and I don't know why I chose this one because this one sounds the shittiest. Maybe that's why I chose it. I don't know.
All right, but forgive me. My other deep cut pitch is the detective from Sin in the City.
Oh yeah,
you just lock him in a room with the large-breasted girl who paints clowns or whatever it is the hell she.
Yeah,
erotic
women,
and just videotape whatever they talk about awkwardly. I would watch the hell out of that.
But tell them that we're getting ready for the scene, and then we'll just capture their chit chat beforehand. Oh, you're a genius. This is good stuff.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right.
Right. Somebody write that down too. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
No matter, thought David, his dance skills could top his opponent's dance moves, known as.
Mark is way more committed than you are to Joe to this whole bit. He's doing much more work than you are.
Well, Joe was giving me offstage directions. He's like, "No, be more into it. Be more serious. Like if you know Joe's the director, that's what he's like." Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted him to get it right, and he did.
Yeah,
and that's why he's making the big bucks now.
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
Dance moves known as the hip hop. He rapped and he tapped and he snapped with a grace, while shaking his arms quickly and shuffling his face.
Shuffling his face.
That's all Zach.
Yeah,
that's Zach's brilliance.
Yeah. But the judges were moved. As David would see, it was the rap tapper who received the trophy.
That's great. Let's read this one more time. And this is like the dance scene, so let's give it a little razzmatazz, like he rapped and he tapped, something like that.
He rapped and he tapped and he snapped with the grace,
Joe,
Well,
usually a
shaking-
voice actor stands up when they're performing, recording. Just a
No, there was
random
no,
professional cartoon thought.
There's no standing. There was no standing.
I've seen him stand. You don't want him standing.
Okay, never
That's
mind,
a
never mind.
liability.
All right.
Your insurance does not
Never
cover
mind.
him
Somebody's
standing.
gonna get hurt. Yeah.
Okay,
You,
all right,
you really
never
wanted
mind.
to emphasize the moose knuckle on the shot too. I think that's the key. So, yeah.
One of those happy accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Arms quickly and shuffling his face. But the judges were moved, as David would see. It was the rap tapper who received the trophy.
Love it. Moving on.
It didn't matter when all in the end, they were, after all, the very best friends.
Multiplicity.
And he snapped his fingers to celebrate. He ordered
Restaurant.
2 drinks to decide his fate.
So you have the Wizards at ILM make a background here, right?
Yeah, that's next year. That's going to be next
Okay.
year's thing. Yeah, so we'll be in our
Okay.
21st year of making this production. So, oh, Casper, all good suggestions. Thank you for that. That's
Joe,
got
have you
3
talked
new
to
projects.
I don't know if I gave any suggestions for this project. I
No,
apologize.
I think you're right. I don't think it needs any help. I think it's perfect as it is.
No,
but,
it's
but,
gold, it's gold.
there are 3 new projects that came out of this.
Oh,
So-
the asides. I mean, I want to do a show of just Casper Kelly asides. So, like, that's yeah. That's,
This project really needs to be, though, how can I prevent Mark from getting a very cool big franchise movie
I know.
job?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Or some
that's the goal.
prestigious HBO show,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm trying.
that's our entire goal. Is
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
All right. That's all the raviolis I have for you, Casper.
Casper, so tell us what's going on in your world. How can people see ULog 2? What's going on?
All right, yeah, Adult Swim ULog and Adult Swim ULog 2 branching out are both on Max. And for those of you who are fans of physical media, Adult Swim ULog is also on Blu-ray with a lot of extras through Decanolog and the folks at Vinegar Syndrome. I think it's on Amazon or Movies Unlimited, but you can go to Vinegar Syndrome. They do a lot of like cult stuff and fun stuff. So you can see that. And I'm working hard to get more movies and TV shows to you guys so that I can, because it's fun to make stuff. Also, it's fun to be alive and have food.
Oh,
That
yeah, that's
too.
important. Yeah, you got to
I
have that.
just remember talking to you, Casper, and you're like, I have all these ideas. None of them pay anything. And that's our whole MO.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're doing the show. I mean, some people like it and are kind enough to contribute, but as long as it's enough to put food on the table and pay the rent, as long as you get to do your weird ideas, please, let's root for you to.
I'm glad we found each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who needs a ticket out of this hellhole? This
No,
hellhole
it would
is
be
fine.
nice. I'm still looking for it. It's out there somewhere, but you know what? I'm happy as it is. So, Casper, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Good job, Casper.
Thanks.
That's it. That order done.
That it done.
Oh, wow. Thank you,
Nice.
Casper Kelly. And that shows your raviolis for this week.
Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis.
Solid dude.
Casper
What a
Kelly.
solid dude.
Yeah, and you got to watch ULog, Adult Swim's ULog 2, branching out. It's really funny. Go in not knowing much. Have a
I feel like we
partner watch
spoiled
it.
too much, but
I know.
Yeah. Watch what somebody who doesn't know. I think that's the way to do it.
I think that's
Yeah.
the main thing. Let people.
I was
be
impressed
surprised.
that he knew about your anus insertion. Not anus, your insertion.
I was
into your
even more
anus.
impressed that he was willing to take a bullet for him. He was
I
willing to.
know. I appreciate that. Yeah, take a bullet in the anus for me.
A butt bullet. Yeah.
A butt
Bullet.
bullet.
There you go.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Casper Kelly. Wow. What a guy.
George, you got anything to show us?
Legally, I'm obliged to have something to show you.
What is it? It's 250 pounds of lovable trouble named George. George, will you get out of my bed and go downstairs? It's George by George. You'll want to bring the whole family to see George.
Well, it turns out George's bulging sack is copyrighted, that term.
Oh, no.
For real?
Yeah, so I had to change it.
Nope, George, I put
What
you
are
on a
we-
single just as you were playing. So
With love from George.
What are we?
My segment.
What's happening? All right, that's it.
Have a good week, everybody.
It's George's segment called
Happens a lot.
God damn it!
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
We water weed so hard. I don't even know. I don't do it.
Who does the 6:30?
Who does the 6:30?
Great new drops.
You nailed it.
It's now. What is it? George's engorged bindle. It turns out that the bindle stiff is the stick and the bag. So a bindle is just the cloth that's tied.
Okay.
Right.
All right. You're not getting sued, are you, for the old name?
I'm not allowed to talk about it right now.
Oh, okay. So you are.
But let's see what we never know what's in my engorged bindle, formerly bulging sack. Okay. We're gonna end up on something different this week. No, we're back to newscast.
Yes.
A whammy.
I really thought it was gonna be Jack Kirby stuff.
So just so you know, that was from a remote that a Midwestern. That was from a blooper reel of a Midwestern station where they just send out the talent with their own camera and put it on a tripod,
like Lucky the horse. Yeah.
Yeah. I like when she does the size of a fist. Like nobody knows what a fist is, so she has to show everybody what.
It's
visual, fists.
Yeah.
That's the size.
The size of my fist.
All right, so we're gonna do something different. This is closed circuit transmissions. I was not aware of this, that like networks had I guess from their central location in maybe LA and New York, every affiliate was connected to the headquarters, and they would get transmissions of like the daily shows, like I don't know, like the Tonight Show. I'm sure this
Good Morning America. All
yeah,
that
it just
stuff.
yes, but it was also for other things such as this 1981 CBS affiliate promo meeting. So this was sent to explain the year's promotional campaign, and they explained how to edit promos and how to use jingles and stuff. It's really weird, and it's interesting to see how the TV sausage gets made, and because this was not for public consumption, and also an excuse to show a weird jingle.
All right.
Okay.
Promo briefing, take one.
Well, hello, I'm Steve Somer, and this is Promo Briefing. Transmission date Friday, May 22nd, 1981.
How old do you think he is?
Back then, I would say like 31.
I mean, if I'm using my today or my brain for back then, I'd say 52.
He is 40 in this picture.
No,
I looked him up. He's younger than my dad. Yeah, he's it just flew my mind. Yes,
unbelievable.
He's still with us. He went a totally different direction. He ended up getting a PhD in Shakespeare studies, but here he is as CBS's promo guy in 81.
Amazing.
Now, Reach for the Stars will give you a great promotion year. Now, you will receive vocals, donuts, and instrumentals in all the lengths you need: 60s, 30s, 20s, 10s, and 3s.
I don't know what a donut is, but I do want to eat. I would like a 3-second donut.
What is a donut?
I assume that's like you know what? I don't have any idea. I guess it's something that has like space in the middle for you to talk over, maybe.
Oh, maybe that's it. You get an intro and an outro. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Here's an opening as it can be used going into a promo, just to demonstrate how these things can work for you. You'd have a promo in the center, go back to the network close, and then have it change right into your wonderful logotype. It's very exciting.
Maybe that's the
Here's
donut.
another way you can use the material. The network open, going into promo material here.
Looks exactly the same to me.
Promo material for your shows. And then closing up with a dissolve to your logotype. This is the legal ID material. That's a way to close a promo. Now, in addition, and brand new for this year, we've produced a song for affiliates who are #1 in their market and want to tell the world about it. Now, this is no braggy, pretentious, we're the one song. It's nutty, it's
like
crazy,
a Churchill
it's funny.
fireside
It's scored for great cutting. You can intercut shots of shows, or you can go out and make a special promo like this one, which is going to run in Salt Lake City.
Well, you may think of us as Channel 5, but when it comes to news, we're one. We're one for drama, one for glamour, one for every kind of fun. We're the right one in the morning, we're the one that's hot at night. We're the one for facts when you relax. We're here, we're hot, we're big, we're bright. You'll tune us in as
It wasn't
So this-
braggy.
It wasn't
Nope.
pretentious. It was
Nope.
fun. It was but what's amazing is they must have done one of those for every number from 2 to, I guess, whatever the VHF stations are.
And they got the hats too for like yeah.
We
That-
appeared
when
on
the hat-
channel 69. They might have done all the way up to that number. Who knows?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I want to get the channel 69 one.
Yeah.
It makes the point, and I think your viewers are going to love it. There's all kinds of ways you can make that work for you.
Okay, so we want to close with some bloopers, but just
Yeah.
his like that sort of I don't know, that's of a different era. The just slowly just telling you about the great things that are ahead.
Yep. A
Relaxed
40-year-old man.
you know.
A 40-year-old man who looks like he's 72.
In a comfy recliner.
Yep.
All right, these are some bloops from WRAL Raleigh, North Carolina from 1979.
Yeah. We've been on that before, I think. Yeah.
Good evening. In the headlines from Action News 5, the entire nine-man investigative unit of the Wake County Sheriff's Department. Good evening. In the headlines tonight, Action News 5 has learned that large quantities of radioactive waste are being stored in a building outside Youngsville.
Contract.
What did you do? Did you just stop reading?
Brain melt.
Stroke?
Yeah.
Good evening. And Bobby. Hey, I'm sorry. Bobby cracks me up. If she snickers, I can't stand it.
I tried not.
And the beat goes on and on and on in Smithfield to the tune of the big band era. Join us tonight for Action News 5 at 11. Brooke.
These are all Waterways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what we have this week.
Oh,
in,
I love the bulging bindle.
George's distended
No,
cloth
distended.
container.
Oh,
Oh, cloth container. Okay.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I got sued while we were playing that by
another lawsuit
by the
Yeah.
engorged.
Happens a
bindle.
lot.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Love it. All right, let's close up George. Yep.
With love from George.
Okay, Steve, you got something to share with us?
Sure,
You got,
why not?
Something fun? Yeah,
Oh,
you haven't played
please.
anything for us in a while.
It's been a
No, we're ready we're going to do a Christmas jock.
It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. Boring you with a signature drawl. It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. This rap is done, now it's over to you.
Now we're closing in on our Christmas holiday, and I just want to remind everybody, with the help of Willie Mays, to make sure you mail everything early.
Christmas is a time of suspense. To end the suspense, mail your cards and gifts early.
It's not what you get for Christmas. It's when you get it that counts.
How do you make a big hit on Christmas? Say, hey, Willie, you've got to hustle and mail early. Give the kids a break. Mail early.
Earl.
On Blintzes, the Blintzer.
If people don't get their gifts and cards by Christmas, they'll think you forgot them. So come on, mail early.
Don't miss Christmas. Mail early this year.
Ooh, star-studded.
Wait,
Wow.
where was Will? Who was the jock in that? Did I miss it?
Well, you're
Huh?
muted.
You're muted.
Oh, what are we?
Why would
Milton
you
Berle's
mute?
penis used to play for the Mets, I believe.
He was blitzing.
Did you guys hear my intro or nothing? I
Yeah.
just immediately played. Okay, perfect. I don't remember where ever hitting mute. So that's what's
We
confusing.
did hear you, but
Willie Mays was there, and then I think the guy
Yeah.
right after Willie Mays, whose name is escaping me, is also
an athlete.
an athlete.
Okay, I like it. That was earlier than the VHS era. So
I don't remember seeing Willie Mays.
I don't either.
Me either.
I saw Milton Berle.
Oh,
I saw
boy,
Burl.
guys. He's got a baseball glove and he hits it. Here we go.
Christmas
All right.
is a time.
Yeah, stop it on.
Oh,
right
there he is.
there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Right,
Okay.
come on.
Yeah.
And then
I blinked.
Is that
I
Artie
think this
Johnson?
is a
Oh no, that's the guy who was in the tennis match against Billie Jean
Bobby
King,
Riggs.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Riggs. That's
Hey, Willie,
yeah.
you've got to hustle and mail early. Give the kids a break. Mail early. On
Right.
Blintzes.
Sorry,
All right.
I was
He's
I was
paying that to his
distracted.
own penis. Yeah.
I
Okay.
was distracted by Milton Berle's penis. I don't remember anything.
Yeah,
before that.
we get Uncle Milty's wiener. Yeah.
I want to just announce we have the Deanathon coming up this Friday. We're going to watch Dean and Company, all their Christmas specials. for at least 12 hours. We'll see how long it goes. Tim Herod is, I hope that we keep.
I'll be there for part of it. Yeah, that sounds good.
You have to be there for all of it. You have to be there for the whole thon. You have no excuse not to be at this thon.
Yeah.
All right, and everybody is. It's required. Steve, I know you got a family thing, but you have to cancel it.
Okay.
So, and it's also going to be a subscribe-a-thon. We got to get our goddamn numbers up. What are we doing? Sitting at like what 77,000 subscribers?
It's been stuck. You know, we're in Chicago last week, and someone said you should be at 50,000 views every episode. Why aren't you at that?
I agree.
I think when you're in a niche, everything seems like, well, why doesn't everybody, like this?
Yeah.
But like VHS is like, oh, you like horror movies? No. And then it's like, oh, well, you like some of the classic VHS movies we all grew up with, like Goonies? No.
Yeah.
Potty training tapes? Yeah, actually, yeah. So it's a niche within a niche within a niche. So I don't know that we'll ever be 50,000 views per episode, but it'd be nice to grow a little bit.
It would. So we're gonna have a subscribe-a-thon. We're gonna watch Dean and Company. I don't know how a subscribe-a-thon works.
George, point to the link. I mean, that's I think that's the best way to do it, is click the bell and click the subscribe icon.
Smash that like button. Anyway, here's a promo that Tim put together of the upcoming Dean-a-thon.
Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree for me.
Welcome to Dean and Company's second annual Christmas special.
Early stuff.
Early.
Hi, PR. Deanie, I sure do.
I really hope there's not a lot of high-pitched puppets in it, though. I that's one thing that I can't do high-pitched puppets.
About that.
It's
about that.
The 1 hour Dean and Company marathon.
Yeah.
I have a strange headache.
Ho, ho. Now my toys are ready. Toys?
Mama. Mama. Mama.
Oh,
They've come a long way.
Not a creature was stirring. Not even a mouse, remember?
Yeah, sure.
Would this be turning me on? Oh.
Oh, we're gonna go mad this day.
George's fetish visions.
Oh yeah, this is a definite vision.
Wait, Brunette is in this?
Yeah, who's she?
The mood is right. The spirit's up.
That's Tim singing.
We're here tonight.
Good voice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. This
Yeah,
is the spirit of Dean and Company. Yeah.
Wait the hour at which it turns to chroma key. Like that's going to be the biggest leap in the Dean and Company, because now it's
when they find green screen. Yeah.
Well, they're going to go blue screen first, I assume, for a few
they
years,
do.
and
they
then
do
they go
in the
green.
90s.
Yeah.
I mean, the show's been on the air in Alabama Public Access since the late 70s. They're still doing it now on YouTube, and they have discovered chroma keying and green screen technology.
I don't know if they added somebody new to the family who was more ambitious, was more of a producer, and was like, no, we got to churn this out. We need everybody involved.
Well, we found out that the patriarch actually worked at the local public access station, so knew how to do all the, had access to the cameras, knew how to do the technology part of it. So maybe that passed along the generations.
The whole day, we're going to be trying to call them and get more answers, like we did with Songer. We're going to make an attempt to try and track them down. George, get busy on that.
And also coming up, we've got, we tracked down the actor in the very first video. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary. The video that started it all was in 1991. I found a McDonald's training video featuring.
You stole it.
I stole it. I didn't find it. But it featured a custodian and his first day on the job. We finally tracked down the actor with the thanks of Melinda, who saw him in a David Schwimmer movie. We're now friends with the guy who played this actor, and I'm going to challenge him in trivia about that original McDonald's training tape.
You're the one who stole it. He's the one who lived it. And now you guys are going to go toe to toe. And George and I are writing up trivia questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about this. Richard has a great sense of humor about this video too.
Yeah.
And that's the best part. So
I think it's because he's so successful since then in other.
He doesn't need it.
Right. Right.
That's but we want to have a live studio audience in there. We're going to tape it in the office in Gowanus, and we want to have a live studio audience. I don't know, like 10 people. I'm thinking patrons. We should let patrons in first, right?
Sure.
If you're a patron at any level, drop us a line, info@foundfootagefest, and we'll put you on the list. Very short list of 10 people who can watch it live. And the live stuff's always awkward. The finished thing will be all polished and edited nicely, but the real awkward stuff happens live. So you don't want to miss that.
Yeah. You might say there'll be too many cooks involved in that.
There are too many cooks.
live
And also,
stream.
George and I on Patreon last week, we had a brainstorming session for the Patreon. So if you want to watch that,
I do want to see that. I got to catch up on it.
But you can't watch it because we're talking about the questions we're going to ask you. So you're not.
Okay. All right.
Watch
I'll save it until after we.
I thought you guys were on Patreon brainstorming about Patreon ideas. That's
no.
Hey, let's do it. Snake eating its own
brainstorming
tail.
questions for the McDonald's McTrivia McDeathmatch. So that's what we were. Yeah, and so and we want patrons who are watching to write in questions and help us crowdsource this. So yeah,
we're running long, but let's get into a couple nice things, shall we? Real quick, let me just show we had a Melinda who made a fun little image. We like when artists share things that they made, and this was a fun one. You know how at the end we play that dummy saying an 8 when he's talking about his pain levels. I think this for Halloween, this is the Shining logo. Kevin made this, and it's an 8, which I thought was just kind of a cool crossover.
I like it. And 8, yeah. Oh, that's the image of the face in there too. I just saw that
from The Shining.
Yeah.
Classic.
No.
That
no, the face.
The dummy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Dummy. They made the dummy. Right. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see how much. I mean, I have presents to open. I'll save those for next week because it's not Christmas yet. But I do want to show this at our Chicago show last Wednesday. We showed a Chick-A-Go-Go clip. It's this long-running public access show from Chicago. Chaos. It's just total chaos. And we showed the clip, and then we brought on Miss Mia, who's the host, and Ratso, the puppet.
Yep.
Thank you to Gavin for taking this photo and sending it to us. But yeah, that was a magical moment. Everybody stood up, and we did a Chick-A-Go-Go dance in there. There's 500 people in there, and it was fantastic.
500 people dancing with a rat puppet and the host, Miss Mia, and
it was a dream come true.
That was like, it was. I mean, these, we do the show so we can meet some of our heroes, and man, they lived up to the hype. So that was.
And also, we both got to man Ratso, and Jake, the guy who usually mans Ratso, he goes, "Do you know how many famous hands have been in Ratso's head?" So like we got to. I've never washed my hands, so yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of famous bands.
They had Alan Gillette on there. He told me about having Alan Gillette on the show. You had to pick him up at the Greyhound station. Yeah.
My only complaint is you weren't wearing your cat costume.
Oh yes,
the leopard
opportunity. Yeah, it was at the dry cleaner.
Also, the last Saturday morning cartoons before Christmas is happening. George, what's going on? Where Caitlin is joining us for the holidays, which is great.
Right. You suggested the Cabbage Patch Christmas special. I found a list of ones we haven't done yet, of Christmas ones. I'm thinking maybe we do, if I can get a short enough cut of the Cabbage Patch Christmas special, maybe we could do the animated part of the Star Wars Christmas special.
Which
was the introduction of Boba Fett from what, 79 or 78? I don't know. Whatever it was. It's by Nelvana, who did a bunch of other cartoons we've watched. So I don't know. I'm looking into it. Mention in the comments which Christmas special you want us to watch.
This Saturday, Caitlin will be joining us for our special holiday episode of Saturday that will close out the year on Saturday. So excited about that.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Any other announcements?
No, there's a bunch, but let's save it for next week. We have plenty of time to discuss.
Let me just say one more thing. Next week, David Desmelchian from, oh my God, Weird, the Al Yankovic story from every Denis Villeneuve movie, including Dune 2, from Oppenheimer, and from the comic Crawley is going to be here. We're going to spend Christmas Eve Oh, he's also in Late Night with the Devil. So Christmas Eve with David Dastmalchian next week.
He's a
I'm
real life
excited
movie
about that
star
one.
too, right? Yeah, real life movie
And
star.
a bona fide movie star. You can't argue it. And he does a talk show right now where he and a guest are in coffins, and they're kind of like both looking up. It's just he's like a kindred spirit. I'm excited
All right.
about that.
All right. What are we going out on?
We're gonna. Yeah, so Ode to Paris, a very prolific Melinda, has made the Eyes Have It Plunkett video for all of us. And we did last week, it was Steve, the inventor of the Plunkett. But this week, I thought we'd go out on George.
All right. If we had been prepared, we could have done better. That's the thing.
All right, and we'll see you down the road to Clowndom.
Continued success.
What life is?
Nick's at Brick Rack in Chicago with his Museum of Plastic Crew jacket for $12.23.
Nice sellout. Nick just walked away. Yes.
The eyes have it. 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 Oh. The eyes have it. 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 Oh. The eyes have it. The eyes have it. The eyes have it. Oh. The eyes have it. The eyes have it.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
Mine not there for yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing.
Cheerio. Continued success. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Tinkerbell!
Hasta la vista, baby. And I got that from Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor from California.
We'll be right back right after that.
Good luck from all of us at Hagen.
And Kurt Polster, the real great guy. Night, night.
Goodbye.
Jim's coins in Hilldale.